Hello, folks, and welcome to Balch Field. I'm Joe Panola. This is Mark Hoover. Mark, we're out here on a really nice day. Apparently a threat of rain later, but we'll see if they're able to get this in and hold off the raindrops as Norwood takes on Ashland.
They moved us up by a couple hours. This was set for a 7 o'clock first pitch, and I think they went even a little bit before 5. I was talking to Jack, and they just tried to get this thing started as quick as possible. And like you said, boy, we're already underway here.
Well, we're starting with a lefty-lefty matchup, and first pitch swinging is Kellen Kisane. He flies one out to right field. Ryan Kelly is there and makes the play, quickly one away. Norwood is 9-9 this year as they take on 10-8 Ashland. Mark, the records couldn't be closer, and both of these teams looking to punch their ticket to the postseason.
Yeah, with Ashland having basically they've already qualified at 10-8, right? So even if they drop their last 2, they're still 500. So this is the 11th year in a row that the Clockers have qualified for state tournament, sitting at number 9 in the rankings of D3. Speaking with Coach Messer, who I think is down here at third base, their head coach. We were looking at their record early on. They had a streak of 9 in a row, good solid wins, and then they've hit a real big bump. They've lost their last 5, so Messer and his group are looking to try to turn it around tonight. But it does look like it's going to be a terrific matchup.
You never know if a team goes on a run. They can be streaky. For Norwood, it's Owen Desjardins, the junior, wearing number 11, getting the start today as he throws a strike there past Jack Reardon. Reardon is one of Ashland's captains, playing first base today. So the lineup for Ashland includes a number of freshmen on this roster, but also a couple of seniors, including one going to play at college next year. Reardon skies this one away towards center field. Getting under it for Norwood is Brian Dearborn. He's there to make the grab. So quickly there are 2 away.
Nice that, that's, you got that little sun, still here is where they're starting to set a little bit behind us, and that's a tough battle out there for the center fielder. A little breezy, the flag's not flying. I can't see it out there on the right field pole, but there is a little breeze out here tonight.
There's a foul ball off the bat of Chris Bradica. So Bradica playing left field today. Bradica is hitting third in the Ashland lineup. He'll be followed by Connor Cowern, Devin O'Brien, Dean Reap, Ollie LaRoe, Jerry Judge. As there's a pop-up coming towards us. Oh, and some nice range shown by Quinn Burgess, who was almost able to get under that one. We had to be almost ready on that one there, Mark.
If I make that catch, though, I'm keeping that ball.
Well, we've had a couple cases where we've seen some hot shots down the third baseline.
I guess we do need to pay attention, right?
So another lefty-lefty matchup. Ashland starting their lineup with a lefty, a righty, and now another lefty. And it's in there for strike 3 against Bradica. Desjardins punches him out, and the strikeout will retire the side in order. So no runs, no hits, nobody left on for Ashland. And now we head to the bottom of the first with Norwood getting their first crack at Chris Bialzik, the senior on the mound for the Clockers.
Great start for the Mustangs there. Nice to set this Clocker squad down in order and be able to drop here to the bottom of the first and see if they can get their bats going for a nice early lead. A tough loss earlier this week for the Mustangs to Holliston, but late last week, they had a 2-0 win over a very talented Medfield team. So, the Mustangs find themselves in really good shape here, sitting at number 16, the number 16 seed on the power rankings that just came out. So, you finish up this, you've got Ashland tonight, and then you've got your season finale against Walpole, which will also be a really terrific matchup.
And a rivalry one of that, right?
Exactly, yeah. And, if the Mustangs can take 1 or 2, or hopefully, take both of those, you're looking at, hosting a, hopefully a first-round game here in the tournament.
So the Mustangs will get their look at Bialzik as he finishes up his warm-up tosses. For Norwood, they'll have a lineup of Sean Steves leading off, Sean Dittmeyer hitting second, Jack Cropper batting third. Quinn Burgess is the cleanup hitter tonight. Giacomo Serratori is DHing and batting fifth. He'll be followed by Zach Badger, Angel Oliveria, Brian Dearborn, and Ryan Kelly. And Owen Desjardins is listed as the pitcher and hitting last.
Just watching Bialzik here warm up, kind of a sidearm motion from this young man. He was part of the pitching duo earlier this year because the Mustangs went out to Ashland and lost 5-1 as part of Ashland's 9-game win streak that we're talking about. And Bialzik was part of the pitching combination that held the Mustangs to 1 run. So we'll see if the Mustangs can hop on Chris early.
That was a group that you didn't want to run into while they were on that win streak for Ashland. The hits just kept coming, and the pitching, led by a couple of solid players, one of them injured today for Ashland and unfortunately not able to be out there. But as Mark mentioned, Bialzik is right in that group. So leading off for Norwood is Sean Steves. He takes a strike there. A little bit high and tight, but the umpire liked that one. Sean Steve this season hitting at .279. We've got some stats for you, but we'll take that with a little bit of a grain of salt as we throw these out there. Maybe missing a couple of numbers, but we'll do our best with it. If
nothing else, it does sound darn impressive, doesn't
there we
it?
Go.
That we're able to throw out these numbers.
That's
we could be making these up, but it just sounds so impressive.
So we'll just inflate them, round
That's
up
right.
a couple on the home runs, the RBIs there.
Steve's batting .750 this year.
That's it. He can be hitting over 1,000, right? So Bialzik going from the stretch delivers, and it's upstairs again. One thing to note, at least according to these, Steves is one of the Norwood team leaders in walks. So he was trying to be the table setter for this group, trying to get on base and get things started for the meat of their order. Bialzik comes in again. This time it hits the high part of the strike zone. So Steves takes a breath here and showing a very patient approach early on. Bialzik sets, he deals, and Steve swings at that one. It's a little bit of a number. Having to charge there is the second baseman, Reap, and he's unable to get to it. But, Mark, I think Steves might have legged that out just from the looks of it anyway.
I think even if Reap, is able to kind of make that play, that's going to be real tight for him to be able to set himself and get that throw across. Yeah, Steves has got himself some wheels, so we'll see what they do with him here.
So we'll chalk it up to a base hit.
Oh,
we'll give him one in our books. So Norwood starting the game off right, and that brings up number 10, Sean Dittmeyer. Dittmeyer playing first base today. He's also helped Norwood out in some pitching roles, primarily out of the bullpen this year, and has been a good presence and one of the senior leaders on this team.
Terrific all-around athlete. We certainly called his name plenty of times this winter.
Pitch comes in, and catcher gives a quick glance at first base. And Steves making sure to keep his lead safe. So Bialzik out of the stretch now. Deals to Dittmeyer. Oh, he fooled him that time with an off-speed pitch, and Dittmeyer swings right through it.
That was a nice little pitch, nice combination.
So here's the pitch coming as Steves leads off first base. Dittmeyer lays off that one, but it's in there for a strike. Sean didn't like that one. Looks back towards the dugout. Not sure if he had the take sign there or not. But now he stands in again with 2 strikes against him. Bialzik going from the stretch. And he deals. Dittmeyer swings and does a slow roller towards third base. They'll try to get the out at second base. They do. And a hard slide by Steves prevents the double play. So a fielder's choice. 5-4 on that one. So one away now for Jack Cropper as we see Norwood coach come out here. He's going to have a conversation with the umpire.
I was wondering if he thought that maybe he beat the throw. I'm not quite sure exactly what the dispute is, but
and they're gonna
I think they're gonna double him up maybe because of Steve's slide into second and prevented the Ashland second baseman then from being able to complete that potential throw. So that's why we're getting the head shake. No, I do not agree with that.
We'll sort through it.
Yeah.
So either way, 2 away in the inning now. So both of them are erased on the double play. And so Jack Cropper now with nobody on. Cropper has dazzled for Norwood on the mound this year, but he's also done a nice job with the bat, playing left field today. A little bit off speed there, and Bialzik really has that pitch diving, and the off-speed stuff has had the Norwood hitters off balance early on.
Yeah, Cropper had a 2 home run night, I think, against Millis, where he just absolutely unloaded a couple bombs to left field.
Swings right through that one, and so now 2 strikes against him.
Bialzik, that's a nice little touch that he's got there. He's be able to take a little something off of it. These guys are out ahead of it.
He stands in, still going from the stretch with nobody on, and just barely getting a piece is Cropper. Bialzik continuing to throw some of that off-speed stuff. It seems to be working, and he'll continue to go that way.
Cropper just kind of threw the bat at that one, hoping to get a little piece of it to stay alive.
Quinn Burgess would be next for Norwood, the third baseman. But in the meantime, the pitch coming into Cropper, and he tips that one right into the glove. It is held there by Dean Reap, and the side is retired. So no runs, 1 hit. Nobody left on after the double play. We are through 1 here in Norwood. It is Ashland 0, Norwood 0.
All them out.
Well, welcome back, folks, to Balch Field. Joe Panola and Mark Hoover with you for a very quickly moving game, at least as far as the first inning is concerned. A little bit of an interesting call there, as from what we surmise, Norwood got called for Sean Steves trying to break up that double play with a rough slide. So that's what erased a potential rally for them. But no score as Owen Desjardins goes back to work here in the top of the second.
Yeah, a little still some grumbling there from the dugout in between innings while the teams were warming up. But as one of the coaches was saying, you know, Steve's just got to kind of keep his head in the game.
And so a pop fly here, Desjardins takes it himself. And so it seems like Ashland continuing to attack the first pitch against Owen here is Connor Cowern, who is a standout at his own right. Pops out that one, and Norwood is able to retire the Ashland cleanup hitter straight away. So that brings up Devin O'Brien. O'Brien playing third base today for Ashland. Batting from the left side, and he laces this one into center field. It's falling, and it will get in there for a base hit. Nice attempt from Brian Dearborn, who loses his hat in the process. But it's the first base hit of the game for Ashland, and it's courtesy of Devin O'Brien.
But you're right there, Joe. Boy, I tell you, these guys are jumping on that first pitch, right? Same thing there. 2 pitches, and swinging both times at first pitch, so.
And so now another left-hander for Ashland coming up. Here's Dean Reap, the catcher. Desjardins gives a look over to first base and delivers towards the plate for strike 1. A lot of lefties, in fact, 4 of the first 6 in Ashland's lineup batting from the left side. So perhaps something that Norwood was thinking about when they went to Desjardins here, but as he takes a little bit off that one and getting way out ahead of it is Reap. Owen has been Norwood's long man this season. He's logged the most innings on the team. He and Cropper seem to have been alternating starts the last couple of outings, so we might be potentially looking at Cropper getting the start against Walpole coming up. Going out of the stretch here, another look towards first base, delivers, and this one is just a tick outside. So count now 1-2 on Reap. Ollie LaRoe, the on-deck batter for Ashland. So Dean Reap doing the catching tonight. Stands in and grounds this one towards first base. Dittmeyer will tag the bag and go into second base. Steves will have to tag the runner out, but it's a nicely turned double play. Fundamentally sound for Norwood, and Desjardins still facing the minimum after that.
I was going to say, boy, in terms of his pitch count, that's kind of exactly what you want, right? I mean, a pop-up, the 1 single, and then 2 or 3 pitches to Reap, and he's able to get the benefit there of the double play, and just like that, the Mustangs have the chance to come back up here in the bottom of the second. But
So,
nice little job there, pitching-wise for the Mustangs.
a very rare 3-4 double play turned by the Mustangs, and I think I might have heard a call of tag on that one from Dittmeyer, doing the right things. So Norwood's defense keeping a clean sheet thus far. And so now they'll go to bat offensively. It'll be Quinn Burgess leading off for the Mustangs, followed by Giacomo Serratori and Zach Badger. So they'll get a couple warm-up looks here at Chris Bialzik, who effectively retired the Mustangs in order in the first inning, but that little nubber to second base that Sean Steves beat out still serves as a base hit for Norwood. Bialzik drops a little bit lower, so as you see him take kind of the last couple of his warm-up pitches, you'll notice he's kind of going with, really looks like a sidearm delivery. You don't see that a whole lot these days, but maybe that arm angle is something that might throw off the Norwood batters as we continue on.
Going the old Kent to Colby look.
Now we got to get him the glasses, right?
That's right. Yeah, and the little square round Pirates hat.
Those pirate pillbox hats, I got to tell you.
But yeah, it's an absolutely gorgeous evening down here. It's been, I mean, you know, you'd speak to someone like John Longley just in terms of getting all of these games that we've been able to get in, softball and the baseball. You worry about the rain. Obviously, we haven't had much this year, but you're running out of time because you need to finish up these seasons and then get ready right away for playoffs. So the fact that they saw rain coming this evening, they bumped us up by about 2 hours. MBTA was able to get us here.
There you go. And never mind graduation on top of that, right?
Exactly.
So here's Burgess, a left-handed batter standing in for his first at-bat of the game, and Bialzik misses a little bit outside. Quickly 1-0 on the Norwood third baseman. Burgess made a nice fielding attempt earlier in the game, almost crashed into our NCM table, going for a pop foul. Takes ball 2 here, so quickly 2-0. Burgess has some pop, batting out of the cleanup spot for Norwood this year, and according to our rough stats, already with 21 hits this year. This one he might have gotten a piece of that, but it goes right into the mid of Reap.
It's interesting, you look at the kind of the difference here with the Norwood batters is they're being a little more patient with Bialzik, making him work. And we saw the top of the second. Ashland was jumping on first pitch swinging, and you know Burgess is able to work that count, 3-1.
So a nice hitter's count here for Quinn, and with those 21 hits, batting .404 on the year. So he is a threat to be on base at any time, but he swings at this one, coming a little bit towards us down the third baseline. A trio of Ashland players close in on it, but Mark, I think that fence might have done a nice job defensively, as we certainly didn't want to anyone running into that pole, and it was kind of in no man's land. And Burgess gets a new life here at 3-2.
Cowan had a long run from his shortstop position to get there, and probably, you know, you're trying to track the ball at the same time. You got one eye looking at that fence.
So 3-2 now on Quinn Burgess as Bialzik takes a long set. And this one, a little nubber off the end of the bat. Looks like it just ticks foul. Sticking with it, though, is O'Brien, as he was ready in case it got a little piece of that chalk. And so we'll do it again with a full count on Burgess.
Yeah, smart play there on Bryan to make sure you pick that ball up while it's still foul and nothing kicks back in fair. So
here we go again. The righty Bialzik against the lefty Burgess. Quinn's first at bat of the game, and he swings again and fouls this one towards the truck. Look at Allie Parkinson on that one, and she dodges it.
Well, just what we need too with Jack Tolman's brand new NCM truck. We don't need any sort of ding going off of that either.
That's right. We got the nice new decal on that. And our camera crew today, a bit of a college group, as Maggie Federico is here, Allie Parkinson, as we just mentioned, up on the truck, and Cece Venditti in the control room for us today. Hopefully finals went well for all of them, and they're back here to enjoy the summer. 3-2 still on Burgess, who is now approaching an 8-pitch at bat. This one again goes foul, so credit to Burgess here as he's making Bialzik throw a lot of pitches.
Yeah, you want to work that count, right?
It's been 4 straight foul balls. This count was 3-1 at one point. Burgess did get new life on that pop-up down the third baseline that a couple of Ashland players closed in on. No one was able to glove it, though, and he continues to kind of chip away at Bialzik. There's a line drive up the middle. Cowan gets to it nicely, makes the throw to first base, and they got him.
That's a fantastic play.
Colin Cowan on that one makes a great defensive play deep in the hole there, and his strong arm is able to throw out Burgess 6-3.
You can see why that guy's going to take his play to the next level up to St. A's. That was a terrific dive there, kind of getting deep into the hole, planting himself and getting a good strong throw across.
So here's Giacomo Serratori, and he drives this one out towards left field. Chasing it back is the Ashland player, but it'll clear the wall. A home run for Giacomo Serratori, and the designated hitter does just that and puts Norwood up 1-0.
Boy, he really hopped on that one, huh? It's funny, Burgess has what, an 8 or 9, 10, pitch at bat. Serratori comes in, and in one pitch, boom, and away he goes.
He was ready to attack,
Yep.
and Bradica gave it a good run back there in left field, but that ball left this park in a hurry.
Yep.
So Norwood now with a 1-0 lead, courtesy of the home run from Serratori, and that'll send Zach Badger to the plate. Badger playing second base today, standing in with that open stride. Here's the pitch from Bialzik. Oh, and he had Zach fooled on that one. Swung a little bit out of his shoes, and it's 0-1.
Zach Badger, of course, continuing the fine tradition of athletes that come out of Columbine Road here in Norwood.
This one inside, hoping for the call, was Dean Reap on that one. We saw Badger during the hockey season playing some goaltender. Another multi-sport athlete, and Mark, it seems like hockey and baseball translate well, at least here in Norwood. Takes this one outside, quickly 2-1.
Badger, I guess, is also, my understanding, is set to be captain of the golf team next year, so does a little bit of all.
So we don't want to throw him pitches low in the zone
No.
then, huh? Pitch coming, Badger off the end of the back. Cowan will have to hurry. Makes the throw to first base, and he's got him. Nice stretch there at first by Jack Reardon over there, and Badger is retired 6-3. So 2 away in the inning, and that will bring up Angel Oliveria. Angel, a sophomore, doing the catching today for Norwood. Steps in, batting from the right side, wearing number 8. So Bialzik still with nobody on. He'll continue to operate from the stretch, misses high on this one. And so immediately 1-0 on the Norwood catcher. Ryan Dearborn, Norwood center fielder, waits on deck. Here's the pitch coming. Taken for a strike, so 1-1. Oliveria this season has been a fixture as Norwood's catcher. Position that Norwood has had some big shoes to fill after Miles Kidd graduated last year.
I was just about to say that in terms of, you know, called the Miles name so many times last year, both, again, multi-sport athletes, and Mustangs have always had, you know, great success behind the dish.
And Oliveria hoping to continue that trend, but a 2-2 count now. As you get a view from our NCM camera from center field, we've got a couple different cameras out there and a few different angles to bring you today. Bialzik sets, and Oliveria pops this one on up. Will the Balch field hold it? It looks like it will, as taking maybe a bad angle on that was Reap, but it was a tough play for him, especially as a catcher having to throw that mask off and look straight up.
You know, again, the flag is not up on the pole, but you can kind of see the wind swirling a little bit, and I think it's blowing out towards left field, just the way I can feel it here down the third base line. And that ball gets up there and just starts to move a little bit, and you're trying to, you know, zone in on the ball, and that's always a tough play on the catcher.
So both teams have had some foul balls fall, giving the offense a second chance here. But Oliveria looks at that one on the outside corner. It's a strikeout, the second of the game for Bialzik, and the side is retired. But not before Norwood does some damage. It is 1-0 Mustangs here on NCM. Welcome back, folks, to Balch Field. Joe Panola, Mark Hoover with you. Top of the third inning, and Norwood leads Ashland 1-0, courtesy of a second inning homer from Giacomo Serratori. And now the Mustangs will go to work here, trying to keep the Clockers off the scoreboard. Ball one is low from Owen Descharnay to Ollie Leroux, playing right field tonight. Part of a very young group, Mark, in this Ashland outfield.
Yeah, as Coach had mentioned, he throws 3 freshmen out there.
And Leroux swings at the second pitch, skies this one out towards left center. Dearborn makes a nice read in that swirling wind and comes in for the grab. So 2 pitches and 1 out for Descharnay here, who's been very economical in the early going.
It's almost as if the Clockers are kind of making, I don't want to use the word easy on them, but I mean, they're certainly, you know, not trying to work up any sort of pitch count. I don't know if this is a strategy, but they just seem to be trying to hop on that first one.
So now here comes Jerry Judge. I'm not sure, but I would assume no relation to Aaron here as he strides in from the left side. Another lefty here. That's the 5th that Ashland has put up against Descharnay, and Judge skies this one to left. It's a long run for Jack Cropper, but it'll fall, looks like, foul. Tough view from kind of our angle as the grass is blocking some of the chalk there.
Exactly.
Cropper gave it a good run. Little bit out of his range. And so we'll do it again at 1-1. Grant Reap, the second baseman, is on deck for Ashland. In the meantime, it's Jerry Judge. Judge has played in roughly half of Ashland's game this year, who takes this one inside. A little bit of chin music there from Owen.
Had to pull that head back pretty quick.
All these hitters have been attacking the first pitch early on. Maybe make sure you know, hey, this part of the plate belongs to me. And so Desjardins out of the windup, and Judge swings through that one. Nice pitch from Owen, the count now at 2-2. Owen hasn't had to go into many deep counts here. Delivers again to Judge, and he fouls this one away, so this perhaps the longest at bat. And kudos to Judge here, who's trying to get that pitch count up a little bit.
Yeah, was able to just get a piece of that last one to keep himself alive.
Owen, a junior for this Norwood squad, and has given them length through many innings this season. Judge swings, and another pop-up, this one towards the first base side. Sean Dittmeyer calling for it. And if you got kids watching, look at that. Grabs it with two hands in foul territory. Excellent fundamentals there. And there are quickly 2 away.
Well, I know with his father here around in somewhere, I thought, oh, there he is. He's sitting there behind. He's got to make sure that he does it the proper way.
So a nice job by Sean there. And so 2 away now for Grant Reap. Reap, one of 2 Reaps in this Ashland lineup. I assume his brother Dean is behind the plate today, and Grant playing second base and operating the 9th spot in the Clocker lineup. Pitch from Desjardins just misses. That outside corner has been consistently a ball, so the umpire has been very consistent with his zone here, at least in the early going. Owen delivers there, gets that one over. A nice pitch as he gets some kudos from his teammates. Kellen Cassane, the center fielder, would be next. Here's the pitch, swung on and popped up. This one behind home plate. The field won't be big enough for that one. You got a couple of fans there, but it seems like, Mark, the popular spot to watch the game is down the left field line just behind us.
Folks want to save the cost of admission, so they hang way down by the fence.
Be aware of some batted balls.
Yeah.
Especially if you're parking around the ball. Here's a line drive out towards left field. That'll drop in for a base hit. Fielded by Cropper, but Grant Reap is on, and that turns the lineup over for Kellen Cassane. So a nice job by the 9th place hitter Reap to get on base and keep the inning alive. Cassane is 0 for 1 as he flied out to Ryan Kelly in right field his first at bat. He's part of a large group of Ashland batters that will hit from the left side and are very eager to swing at pitches early in the count. So Reap with that oven mitt on his left hand, as a lot of the major leaguers are doing now, protecting their hands when they slide into bases. Extending his lead a little bit here. But Owen going out of the stretch, focused on the batter at the moment. And as I say that, throws over to first base. The classic announcer jinx, I guess, if you will. And Reap is back there in time. And as a lefty, Desjardins has a pretty good move over to first base. He'll try it again, and Dittmeyer slaps the tag on him. Always tougher to steal off a left-handed pitcher. But Norwood must know something about the speed of Grant Reap as they try to keep him close here. Now he'll deliver to the plate, and a bunt here goes in front of the plate, but it ticks foul. Bit of a swinging bunt there with 2 strikes as Cassane was trying, or with 2 outs in the inning, excuse me, as Cassane was trying to get on base via the bunt.
Yeah, not a bad idea. You kind of catch folks sleeping a little bit, and if you can drag that one well, you might be able to beat that out. So not a bad little idea.
Though he certainly has Quinn Burgess's attention now as he gets ready at third base, but Desjardins goes with the high heat on that one, and he fans Cassane for the 3rd out. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 left on. We're through 2.5 now, and Norwood, Mark, still with this 1-0 lead. They've gotten some great pitching and now look to back it up with some more offense.
Fantastic pitching thus far again. Yeah, Owen is just really working very effectively. He's working very quickly, right? I mean, I think, you know, when he gets the ball back, he's almost immediately back into his setup and his windup. And he's not really even giving these Ashland hitters a chance to kind of settle into the box, right? So he works very quickly. I don't know, maybe he wants to try to beat whatever rain's coming as well to get this one in.
Well, I'm sure these guys are ready to get home for dinner. Not the seniors, though, as they've They're on their summer break already,
Yeah.
getting ready for college or the workforce or whatever things may hold. Last day for seniors in Norwood was yesterday, so a number of them on this Norwood team are turning their attention to graduation, future plans, and the like.
Yep, I was calling the volleyball game the other night with Mr. G. He was, doing the same thing, talking about how, what a change it is as these, especially for you seniors as they wrap up their time here. We had the prom the other night and all that, and yeah, graduation right around the corner. It's crazy just how fast, as you know, Joe, you get to see these guys
that's
all the
it.
time. How fast
It was a lot quieter in the hallways, I'll tell you that.
Hard to imagine.
Well, we're thankful for this time of year at NCM, though. As we mentioned, our college crew is back today doing some of the camera work for us. And so always nice to get the different camera angles. And we've got a couple of them here as Brian Dearborn steps in, and very low and in the dirt is the first pitch from Chris Bialzik. So Bialzik back out there for his third inning of work. He's given up 2 hits so far. One was a nubber to second base that Sean Steves beat out to start the game off. The other was a long home run to left field off the bat of Giacomo Serratori. That's the difference today so far. As you see our NCM control room, there's CC Venditti on the left, back from Penn State. Brian Boudreau does some great work for us as always, and Ron Marshalsea, another Norwood grad, helping us hold down the fort inside as we come to you live from this Balch Field location.
Yeah, Cece had been back earlier. We actually put her on top of the up at the high school there to do the lacrosse game, so she had to stand up out in the wind like Allie is today. But
that's it. She's used to playing on that field,
right.
And now it gets a little bit windy up there, especially when you get a cooler day.
So they gave her the cushier job today inside the truck.
Everyone's got a trade-off, I guess, right?
That's right. Allie's back for her first time, so they're going to send her up to the top of the truck.
So should we tell Maggie to watch out next time
That's
she's
right.
here? She's ready with the sweatshirt today. So Brian Dearborn barely stayed alive on that last one as he fouled it away and shows a good eye taking outside, and the count now 3-2 on him. Dearborn has played a nice center field so far for Norwood, recording a couple putouts there. And as we mentioned earlier, this swirling wind can make things difficult with balls in the air. And this one is outside. It's the first walk of the game. Obviously the first one issued by Bialzik, and Dearborn will be down to first with nobody out. So a nice situation for the Mustangs as Ryan Kelly, another senior, stands in. Kelly was an instrumental piece of the boys basketball team this year, playing some good minutes off the bench. And now he stands in with an opportunity to cue a Norwood rally here. Bialzik delivers another off-speed pitch, and he's in there for a strike. So Bialzik getting that first pitch strike, certainly an important thing here. He's done that a lot, but Norwood has been quite patient, and they've seen a lot of pitches so far. Bialzik delivers, and here's a line drive to right field. That'll fall in for a base hit. Rounding second and holding there is Dearborn, but Ryan Kelly is aboard with a single, and Norwood now with nobody out has 2 runners on.
Nice little piece of hitting there by Kelly. And yeah, Dearborn came around, looked for the signal down here at third. Rowe got that ball in, cut it off pretty quickly, and was able to get it in to not give Dearborn a chance to try to extend it here. And
so 2 on now for Sean Steves. They'll try a little bit of a pickoff move to second base, but no throw actually made. Steves is 1 of 1 today. He grounded it very softly to the second baseman Reap. And even though Ashland threw the ball, I believe, in the dirt on the play, Steves was going to beat it out either way. And so he has one of Norwood's 3 hits. But now with runners on first and second, we'll see if he lays one down. He squares, but takes a ball. And the count now 1-0.
yeah, it's kind of interesting. I'm watching, this Ashland infield here. This Cowan here at shortstop has been kind of like drifting over behind Dearborn, and then has been circling in as O'Brien's was looking at the bunt.
Again, looking at second base, so Ashland seeing if they can catch Brian Dearborn napping. In the meantime, he's been back safely, and no throws have actually been made. So still 1-0 here on Steves as they charge again from third with O'Brien. He squares and takes a strike. So the count now 1-1. Norwood's got the meat of their order on deck, Sean Dittmeyer and then Jack Cropper. So we'll see if they can put themselves in a good position, already up 1-0, trying to extend that lead. Shortstop Cowern is running around there. The bunt is towards the first base line, and looking at it, hoping it will roll foul, is the catcher Reap. And it eventually does.
You know, it's funny from this angle over here, you can't tell, right? We're
That's
far
right.
away. It's like, oh boy, did that ball just die fair?
Well, based on the reaction from Dean Reap there, we kind of assumed it had ticked foul, but again, from our vantage point, not super easy to tell. So 2 strikes now on Steves. We'll see if he continues to try to lay down the bunt with 2 strikes against him. He does not. He'll swing, and he'll lace this one toward short left field. Cowern does a nice job going back on that one, but he makes an errant throw, and now Dearborn will head to third base. And with a dirty uniform there, he'll make it safely. So Norwood now has runners on the corners. A throwing error will be charged to Connor Cowern.
Yeah, probably not a necessary play, you know, for Cowan. I don't think Dearborn had gotten that far off of second anyway. So
Ashland has been very preoccupied with the speed of Dearborn, and now there is one away, and here's Sean Dittmeyer. The infield stays back, hoping to turn a double play, and Dittmeyer takes inside. It looks like they'll check down to the other umpire. They'll say he did not go around. So 1-0 on the Norwood first baseman. Sean is 0 for 1 today. He hit into one of the stranger double plays we saw back in the first inning, as he takes that one for a strike. Sean Steves took a hard slide into second base, and at least from what we've surmised so far, the umpire said it was a bit of a takeout slide that was too aggressive for their liking. And Dittmeyer, who had beat the throw to first, was called out anyway. But now he has a chance here with runners at the corners, swings and was a little early on that one, and fouls it into the ground.
He was looking to put that one way out of here. That was a huge aggressive swing by Ditt. You can see him, he took kind of like that deep breath, right, as he set himself back in there.
Settles again now with the count 1-2. The pitch coming, it's outside, and taking second base on the catcher's indifference is Ryan Kelly. So now Norwood with runners on second and third here with a 2-2 count. As you see the errant throw that Cowern had made earlier that kind of set up this situation. Pitch coming, and Dittmeyer skies this one towards left. That'll get the job done for at least 1 run. Heading back to the track there is Bradica, but scoring on the play is Dearborn, and wisely advancing to third is Ryan Kelly. It's a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Sean Dittmeyer, and it is 2-0 Norwood.
You look back on that, and then you look at, you know, Cowern's throw there to try to double up Dearborn, and that could loom large. Because if he doesn't make that throw, basically you still got runners at first and second, right?
Well, Jack Cropper now has a chance to kind of really erase the error, I guess, in a sense.
That's true.
Because with a base hit here, it'll be the same result regardless. Jack stands in and takes a good swing on that one, fouls it towards the Ashland dugout. Cropper struck out his first at bat, but we know about the power he has. Mark mentioned a 2-home-run game he had earlier, and hitting in the 3 slot today shows you the capabilities he has as a hitter. You already know how good Jack can be as a pitcher. And now the pitch coming. Takes this one for a strike. He leans back, didn't love the call there. But 0-2 now on the Norwood left fielder. 2 away in the inning, but Norwood trying to get Ryan Kelly in from third base to get their 3rd run. This one Cropper shows a good eye on as he takes it off the corner. Hard pitch to lay off, Mark, with 2 strikes. It really
was, yeah, that shows a lot of patience up there.
So Bialzik again paying no mind, really, to the runner on third base. Takes a slow set and delivers towards the plate. A nice block there from Dean Reap. Prevents perhaps a chase to the plate there as Kelly has a couple words with his third base coach. And he'll take his lead again here. So Cropper now has worked the count to 2-2. Bialzik again with the set, and he deals. Got him looking, strike 3.
That's great work there by Bialzik to come back, especially to battle somebody like Cropper like he did. That's a terrific job there by Bialzik.
So Cropper goes down on strikes for the second time tonight, but not before Norwood does some damage. We had 1 run on 1 hit, and there was 1 left on. We are through 3 here at Balch Field. It's Norwood 2 and Ashland nothing. So welcome back everyone to Balch Field. Joe Panola and Mark Hoover with you for a fast-moving game. We're through 3. Norwood with a 2-0 advantage as they manufactured a run there in the bottom of the 3rd. Sacrifice fly off the bat of Sean Dittmeyer was able to score Brian Dearborn. But Owen Descharnay is back at it. Owen has cruised through 3 innings so far. He's faced only 10 batters. And here is one of Ashland's captains, Jack Reardon. It'll be Reardon, Chris Bradica, and Connor Cowern. So really the heavy hitters for the Clockers now coming up against Descharnay.
And again, Reardon even taking that first pitch swinging, right? Ashland has not changed their style whatsoever. They are up there looking to take some hacks at that first pitch.
They've had some longer at bats here, but Norwood, at least so far in this game, has been the more patient team. It's an Ashland team that Mark mentioned at the Open has been very streaky this year. They had a 9-game win streak, and they're currently on a 5-game losing streak. So baseball, a sport certainly with its ups and downs, and Ashland, I guess, is going through one of those down periods, at least at the moment. Looking to right the ship here as Reardon takes a strike.
Yeah, and again, just talking to Coach Messer earlier today before the game, when, again, kind of mentioning that 9-game streak when everything was going the right way.
Well, this one goes the right way as it's a ground ball heading into left field, a little bit out of the reach of Sean Steves. And on there with a base hit is Jack Reardon.
That was one of the things that Coach Messer had said, is that the Ashland bats had gotten kind of quiet. And if you looked at some of the scores that they had, these past losing streak here, these past 5 games, they really haven't been generating a lot of offense. So Coach Messer's kind of hoping that, like you said, maybe kind of right that ship tonight. But certainly with only a couple games left before tournament starts, you want to kind of get those bats alive again.
So here is Chris Bradica, the left fielder, as he takes strike 1. Nice job by Owen to come back after the base hit and deliver strike 1 to Bradica. Reardon, the runner at first base, nobody out. And Ashland could tie this game up with 1 swing. Descharnay throws over to first base. Nice quick tag by Dittmeyer, but sliding in back in time is Reardon.
Yeah, Owen's got, again, we talked about that move, especially as a lefty. He's got a little shimmy to his shoulder, kind of freezes the runner for a second.
This time he'll deliver to the plate, and Bradica hits a ground ball towards first base. Dittmeyer with the bare hand, but he's in foul territory, and so we'll do it again. Sean has shown some good poise out there at first base. You can see that leadership that he's got as a senior. Never know if we're going to be seeing him coming in from the bullpen at all. Calling for it high was Oliveria, and Owen goes a little bit too high on that one. He's retired a couple players with the high heat and tried to go back there again. So Reardon once again gets his lead off first base. Descharnay delivers to the plate, and it's a ground ball towards the right side, and this one will find its way through as well. Making the turn and holding at second base is Reardon, but Chris Bradica is on base with a base hit, Ashland's 4th of the evening, and 2nd this inning. So now they have runners at first and 2nd, nobody out, and their big bopper, Connor Cowern, coming to the plate.
Cowern seeing if he could kind of make up for that little error that he had there at the bottom of 3. Got a chance right here to...
He squares around, lays down a beautiful bunt down the third baseline. The only players to first, but he beats it out. A bunt base hit for Connor Cowern that was laid down excellently, and that will load the bases with nobody out for Devin O'Brien.
That's a great call down here by Coach Mees if he's the one who actually, again, put that on, because, again, you've got your number 4 hitter up there with runners in scoring position, and then for him to lay down the bunt, just caught everybody, right? And he almost, he did. He put it in that no man's land.
And there's a line drive up the middle. That'll score at least 1 off the bat of O'Brien. 1 run is in, and holding at third base with a big turn is Bradica. It's another single, 4th in a row for Ashland, and a run batted in for Devin O'Brien.
Great job, though, for Dearborn to get that ball in as quick as he did. You know, the ball got out there fast, too, right? So he gets to Dearborn kind of quickly, and then he's able to get that right back there. So, yeah, like you said, 4 hits in a row. And Desjardins have been kind of cruising right along.
So he'll go from the windup here as Ashland, making him work now, delivers inside to Dean Reap for ball 1. So that was the second hit of the contest for O'Brien, who had gotten Ashland on the board with a hit, or not on the scoreboard, but at least on the hit counter with a single back in the second. And now Reap, who grounded into a double play, his first at bat. Boy, would that be a welcome sight for the Mustangs here. But Owen misses again low as the Ashland team starts heading towards the end of their bench, trying to cue a rally. 2-0 on Reap as Ali Leroux waits on deck. Desjardins going out of the windup with the bases loaded. Delivers to the plate and gets this over for a big strike. 2-1, and a very important pitch for him as he did not want to go 3-0 on the Ashland catcher.
Yeah, this is, Deanne's had himself quite a good year, according to Coach Messer.
Fouls this one on the way.
It's a nice comeback here, though, by Desjardins, though, to even up that count, right?
2-2 now on the junior catcher. It is a relatively young team for Ashland. We know about the outfield being all freshmen, but a number of sophomores and juniors as well on this roster. Owen now delivers to the plate, and there's another line drive to the outfield. This will fall in for a hit. 1 run scores, and a nice job by Cropper getting this one on in. But it's the 5th hit in a row for the Clockers, and another RBI, this time off the bat of Dean Reap.
And still nobody out here for the Clockers, too. So they are just, and I don't know, maybe you get a couple times through the order, right? You start to be able to see the pitch.
So here is Ali Leroux, another one of the freshmen in the Ashland lineup, batting from the right side, takes strike 1. Leroux flew out to center field in his first at bat, but Ashland would take that again, especially with a runner on third base in Cower and with some pretty good speed. Desjardins still with nobody out in the inning, delivers to the plate, and there is a fly ball to the outfield. Cropper will have to go all the way back to the track. He gloves it there. Cowan tags from second. The other runners will hold. So it's a sacrifice fly for Ali Leroux and a run batted in. It is now 3-2 Ashland.
Try to see, and maybe if whether or not he left early, did not.
Never a terrible idea as they
never
appeal
tell.
to third base.
Can never tell.
Always easier to appeal to third when you've got runners on first and second there. So here is Jerry Judge, the designated hitter for the Clockers. Judge is 0 for 1 today. He popped out to the first baseman Dittmeyer his first at bat. And once again, Desjardins comes a little high and tight. I think it may have been Judge's last at bat that Owen gave the chin music to. But he does so again here, and it's quickly 1-0 on the Ashland DH. The Ashland bench starting to get a little bit louder here as Owen delivers to the plate. This one misses outside. 2-0, and now the jeers come a bit louder from that Clocker side. So
Yeah,
the junior
just needs to settle himself down here, and again, you've got the 1 out. You get yourself set up here for a double play. Would be nice to get out of it.
We'll see if he keeps it low in the zone. Swinging and popping it up is the batter Judge. This one will go out of play. Oliveria didn't even give it the customary walkover. He knew that was quickly not being held by the backstop area. And so the count now is 2-1 on Jerry Judge. Owen shakes off the sign. Now he gets one that he likes. Going out of the stretch with runners on first and second. And Judge swings at that one, and it's gloved by Oliveria. And the count now back to 2-2.
More of a defensive swing there on that one. I think Judge was clearly fooled on whether or not he wanted to commit himself to it. And by the time he was already into the swing, it was too late.
Well, maybe a little bit of that high and tight motion worked to Owen's advantage there. This one is a drop third strike, but with a runner already on first base, Judge will have to go back to the bench. So a big strikeout for Desjardins, who is able to retire Judge swinging. And that will now bring up Grant Reap, number 9 hitter who's already got a base hit today. 2 away in the inning. The runner on second is O'Brien. The runner on first is Dean Reap. Ashland has already scored 3 runs here in the top of the 4th as they look to continue to do damage. Taking all the way on that pitch is Reap, and the count quickly 0-1. Desjardins fell behind Judge 2-0 to start that at bat, but came back with 3 straight strikes to strike him out, and now gets strike 1 over to Grant Reap. Count now to 1-2. There's that announcer jinx again as he misses outside. 2 away.
Coach will have you to personally be responsible for that last one.
That's right. We got to give the disclaimer,
Exactly.
I guess, before we start.
But the lights have come on here.
That's right. So far, the weather has held up. We got a little bit of cloud cover. This game was originally scheduled to be at 7 o'clock, but the start time was moved up. Coach Igo paying some good attention to the weather forecast as Desjardins drops the curveball in. Beautiful pitch that kind of froze up Reap right there.
That was nasty. That was a great pitch. Great call.
So let's see what he goes back to as Oliveria looks over to the Norwood dugout. Maybe the Mustangs and their coaching staff calling a certain pitch here. Desjardins gives a look back to second base, now another. And he decides to step off the rubber. And maybe getting a little bit nervous about Devin O'Brien there at second base. O'Brien got the big hit that got the first run in this inning. Bases were loaded with clockers when he was up, and all 3 runners have eventually come around to score. Norwood tries the pickoff move to first base. Interesting call mark with the runners on first and second. And Dittmeyer kind of snow-coned it there. Diving back in time and not surprised by the throw was Dean Reap.
That shows a lot of confidence, though, in Ditt, right? That you're going to be able to make that throw. And we've talked about, Sean's abilities this year. Got a good, solid glove, but yeah, that's showing just a lot of confidence in your first baseman. You can still make that throw, and even if it's a bit lower, the runner's diving back in, he's still going to concentrate and be able to prevent it from rolling away.
Well, a base hit would score the runner from second anyway with 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Reap, and he pops this one on up. A chance to be in no-man land here as Dearborn runs on in, loses his hat again. He's got to tighten that up, but he makes the grab for the 3rd out. So Desjardins does a nice job. He gave up 5 hits in a row in that inning, but settled down to retire Leroux, Judge, and Reap to end the innings. So 3 runs, 5 hits, but the Clockers do leave 2 on base, and now Norwood will try to get those runs back here in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, again, if I'm Ashland, that's one of the things that they were talking about, before the game, trying to wake their bats back up, and they were finally able to do so after that half of an inning. So, yeah, almost kind of felt like it was like that. I don't know if you remember that old Bugs Bunny cartoon where they just was kind of like dun 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 as the clockers were going, 90 feet, 90 feet, 90 feet, 90 feet, and they were just kind of like going around, but they were able to limit the damage.
Yeah, they were very station to station.
They
I
were
was surprised they were holding a couple of those players there, but that's a lot of trust in your offense, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it was interesting. I mean, a couple of those balls that Ashland got a hold of, got out to the outfield fairly quickly. So, Norwood's able to get them right back in to kind of, prevent the movement there. And 90 feet at a time, that's all it takes. So, great little comeback there by Ashland, and we'll see what the response is, here for the Mustangs. You get your number 4 hitter starting things off. So,
and at least second time through the order as well. We saw Ashland seem to get a little bit more comfortable in the box. They were kind of jumping at the first pitches, very eager early on the first time at bat against Desjardins, and now we'll see what they can do. They've got Burgess, Saratori, and Badger coming up. Burgess had a great at bat. It was a battle with Bialzik. The first time he was up, I believe that at-bat went about 8 or 9 pitches before Burgess was eventually retired on the ground ball. And you've got Giacomo Saratori, who got Norwood started with the scoring back in the 2nd inning with a solo home run to left.
Yeah, so this would be an important inning for Bialzik and the Clockers, right? You've just taken the lead, and then you're kind of coming in. Again, you're able to, get Cropper on the looking to end the inning last time through.
So here comes Quinn Burgess to lead things off as the coaches head on out to their respective areas. Burgess, as we mentioned, 0 for 1 today. He had a great at-bat, but ended up grounding out to third base in his first. Now he goes after the first pitch, grounded to short. Cowan is there. A high throw to first base, but it's gloved by Reardon. And Burgess is quickly retired and one away.
Yeah, but again, if I'm Bialzik, you talked about, again, Burgess's prior at bat with having worked the count.
Your arm is thankful for that one, huh?
Exactly. Yeah, one pitch. 6-3. So let's see how he pitches here.
So Saratori was somebody who went after the first ball the last time he was up, and he hit a long home run to left field. This time he takes inside, and the count is now 1-0. Giacomo is DHing for this Mustang team today, batting in the 5th spot in the order, and he pops this one on up. This goes out of play, and the count now 1-1, excuse me. Saratori this season hitting, according to our unofficial stats, I guess, 282. So he's been a pretty reliable bat here in the middle of the Norwoods lineup. Gets fooled a little bit on that one and barely manages to get a piece. Goes off, I believe, the shin of the umpire there. And a nice hustle from Zach Badger there, who's getting ready on deck.
Yeah, you see, you toss that back, and the umpire appreciates something like that. So maybe
That's it.
when you're up, if it's close, it goes your way. That's smart thinking.
Here's the pitch coming. Saratori, it's a ground ball towards third base. Ready there is one of Norwood's players. Looks like Jack Kiley makes a nice play as he's protecting the, or getting a batter, another pitcher warmed up in the bullpen right behind us. And it looks like for Norwood, I think that's Jerry Fry who's getting ready. Another ground ball towards short. What a play by Cowan as he ranges over to throw to first. Not in time.
Just slightly pulled off the bag, but boy, what a terrific defensive stop there. Going to take a terrific, throw to try to beat him anyway.
I think we kind of thought the same thing, though, Mark. When he gloved it, we know he's got a strong arm. And Saratori had to hustle there, but he did. So the second hit for Giacomo today means that we have one out and one on now for Zach Badger. Badger grounded out to short his first at bat. And he stands in here, takes a ball quickly inside. So Norwood continuing to make Bialzik work a bit. As Saratori looks down and gets the signs from his third base coach.
I know that Badger's been doing a little bit of relief pitching here and there for the Mustangs this year, giving the coaching staff an extra arm to go to for an inning or two of middle relief. So.
Yeah, he's got 5 appearances, so he's pitched in about a quarter of Norwood's games.
Been able to do a little bit of everything for the Mustangs this year.
And now playing second base. And, they've got him in a pickle.
Move.
Nice pickoff move from the pitcher, sliding in. Saratori may have gotten under there for a second, but he's called out as the throw beat him by a mile there. So a nice pickoff move from Bialzik, and that's a pitcher's best friend, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
As he's able to get Saratori, he's caught stealing.
Yeah,
so not
like
the...
Yeah, because now you can just obviously now you just concentrate on the batter, right?
Yeah, bad news for the Mustangs with 2 outs, and bad news for Zach Badger because he's going to be queuing in on you. Badger skies this one out towards center field, and there making the catch is Kassane. So the caught stealing and the fly out immediately following gets Bialzik out of the inning. Ashland still leads 3-2, and for Norwood, they're unable to cash in on the base hit. 3-2 Clockers will be back with the top of the 5th in just a moment here on NCM. Come back here, folks, to Balch Field as the skies start to look a little stormy. This game was moved up originally from 7 o'clock to the 5 o'clock time we've got now. And the coaches were talking before the game that they think around 6:30 something might be rolling in. They seem to be on the ball the way the sky looks quite dark out to our right. But first pitch swinging here is Kassane. Kellen Kassane skies out to the pitcher's mound. And Owen Desjardins, who's back out there for his 5th inning of work, is able to retire Kellen on 1 pitch.
Yeah, maybe Kassane wants to go home or wants to try to avoid the rain, so take that.
He did swing at the first pitch of the game, so that is not unlike him, I guess we can say. And that'll bring up Jack Reardon. Reardon is 1 for 2 today. He flied out to center, and he singled to get Ashland's string of base hits started back in the 5th. His pitch is low as see a random baseball roll in to the right side of us.
I think that came all the way from the bullpen here.
Yep, that's it. And a nice scoop there from the bullpen catcher, Jack Kiley. And there's a line drive to center, quickly sinking. Oh, and it gets by Dearborn. Going to second base is Reardon as Norwood will hustle to get it in. Reardon will think about third, but he slams on the brakes and he's in there with a double. A well-struck ball into center field, and it took a hop that kind of ate up Brian Dearborn. And now with one out, Ashland has a runner in scoring position trying to extend their lead.
It was interesting because I think after that ball left the bat, you know, Reardon was kind of watching it a little bit and was, I don't want to say he was going down to first casually, but when it took that hop, all of a sudden he turned on the jets. And my thought is, you know, if you had come flying out of the, you know, the batter's box on the hit, you might have had a better shot at the triple, but, you know, wiser not to get the first out there at third, so take the leadoff double for sure.
Nice job there from Angel Oliveria blocking that pitch in the dirt, as that could have put Reardon on third base anyway. So Desjardins finds himself in trouble once again. One out though this time after the pop-up from Kissane. Reardon was the one to cue the last rally, and Norwood hoping he's not here to cue another one. Chris Bradica is the batter. Bradica was caught looking his first at bat, but he singled and scored in his second at bat back in the fourth. Desjardins deals, Bradica taking, and gets the strike over. Owens did a nice job seemingly battling back from some tough spots. Did a nice job after the 5 consecutive singles in the fourth to retire 7, 8, 9, the Ashland lineup in order to close that inning out. He'll need to do some more of that here with the runner on second. Doesn't get the call there as he tried to nip the outside corner.
It's interesting though, because you can just kind of take a little look at Owens' body language now. He's kind of started to slow down now between pitches, right? Beginning of the game, you know, that ball was back in his glove and he was set and ready to go. Slowing down a little bit.
There's a ground ball towards the right side. Badger bobbles it a little bit. He'll throw to first, and the throw goes wide. Reardon will score as the umpire will say it went out of play. They will award second base to Chris Bradica. So the error will be charged to Zach Badger. He bobbled it and then rushed the throw to first base. It went wide at Dittmeyer, and that allows the run to score, and Ashland now has a 4-2 lead.
Yeah, tough break for Zach. The ball kind of, you know, just kind of short hopped him there, and then you kind of, you start to kind of panic a little bit, right? And you rush the throw.
Yeah, especially with second base, that's very easy to do, thinking you still got a shot.
Right, it's the shorter throw, you know, and
so taking his lead off second is Bradica. Here's Connor Cowan. Cowan laid down a beautiful bunt his last at bat. Ashland had runners on first and second. Norwood was all back on the infield, and Cowan was able to beat it out for a bunt single to load the bases. He also popped out to the pitcher to lead off the second. The pitch to him, and he gets a good piece of that one, seemingly right on it, and fouls it back to the screen.
He did not miss that by very much, right?
No, sir.
That was a terrific looking swing. Just missed that.
So one away in the inning. First base is open as Bradica takes his lead off second base. The on-deck hitter, Devin O'Brien, though, has been a thorn in Norwood's side so far. He's got 2 hits and was the one that got really things going with the RBI back in the fourth. So Desjardins needs a big strike here, but we imagine he might be careful with the strong hitting Cowan. Tries to get him to chase there, but Connor does a nice job leaving it off. As you see some of the players stirring in the background for Ashland. They're all kind of clustered towards that right side of the dugout, sensing that something is about to happen. We'll see if they're right. Desjardins deals to home plate, and he gets this call, a nice pitch on the outside corner. As you see a nice view of the baseball field here and some of those dark skies that are quickly approaching us. It was a nice sunny day, just about an hour ago. The sunglasses still sitting on the table. And this one is popped up in the infield. Badger is calling for it, gets under it, and makes the two-hand grab. Nice job by Zach to secure the out, and a big pitch from Desjardins to one of the top hitters in the TVL. Now there are 2 away, and that brings up Devin O'Brien.
Yeah, big pitch, big out.
And a nice two-hand catch. Good fundamentals. We love to see that from Zach Badger right there.
Again, we saw it earlier in the game where Ditt was learning, you know, showing the younger kids how to do it. So Badger learning from his elders, as they say.
That's it. Zach will be a senior next year. I have the pleasure of having him in class. Does a great job in a tough course in physics there. So a strike early on, strike 1 to O'Brien. And now Devin is very late on that one. Quickly 0-2. I think he might have been expecting something else and almost swung out of his shoes to send it off towards the Norwood dugout.
Yeah, it was almost like a last-minute decision, right?
So now a good pitcher's count for Desjardins. He deals to the plate and fighting this one on off. This one goes on to the fence there. There was a fan over to the right side who didn't even flinch a muscle.
I was just about to say the same thing. There's some folks sitting over there by the steps coming in. That ball went flying back there, and they just
That's it.
Did not move a muscle.
Yeah, usually see everyone quickly grabbing their seats and moving out of the area, but he goes upstairs and strikes out O'Brien. So just like we talked about in the last inning, Desjardins settles down and he gets the last two batters there to retire the side. But the damage was done as Ashland got another run on the throwing error. It is now 4-2 Clockers as things get a little bit darker here at Balch Field.
Yeah, it's one of those you're going to probably try to, move these along, get everybody, out onto the field as quick as possible, get your warm-ups.
Yeah, you see the coaches talking things over, and a couple of our fans there clustering wisely under the trees, although if we get a little bit of lightning, that might not be the most brilliant move.
Well, that's right. Again, we got Allie at the up
that's
on top,
right.
so she'll take the hit for
Allie will
else.
be the first one down, right? A couple of fans still coming in. And again, that time change, certainly an adjustment for some folks coming from work. We know that was for us, and credit to your wife who was able to get you the ride over here in time.
Right. Yeah. Well, I know we were supposed to do our three-man booth that we like to do once a year with Eric Bodenhofer as part of the Three Stooges, but Eric unable to make the 5 o'clock start. Something about a job or something like that.
Who needs that, right?
I know, exactly.
So hopefully, maybe the baseball team will extend their playoff run and we'll be able to get Eric out here for a game. It's been a great season of coverage on NCM, and we hope to keep things going with the playoffs. Girls lacrosse should be there. Softball will be in there, and the boys baseball team ranks 16th in Division II. Top 32 teams make it, so with 2 games left, especially with a win today, they're going to put themselves in excellent position. So Norwood now will go with a pinch hitter to lead things off here. Angel Oliveria was due up in this spot, but instead it'll be number 24, Jack Dwyer. And Dwyer, first pitch swinging, sends a ground ball over to Connor Cowan. Cowan makes the play to first, and Dwyer is quickly retired 6-3. So Norwood going with a little bit of a different look there, seeing if they can spark a rally, and Dwyer was very eager to go after the first one. But a lazy ground ball towards shortstop will retire him. So here's Brian Dearborn. Dearborn walked and scored in his first at-bat. He was the second run of the game for Norwood. Came around on a sacrifice fly from Sean Dittmeyer. Chris Bialzik is still out there for the Clockers in his 5th inning of work. He's settled down, and he's been pretty economical himself. Desjardins has been doing some of that, although he's had some rallies lately.
Yeah, Bialzik has been very efficient. I know there have been a couple deeper pitch counts, but he has worked extremely well so far this afternoon.
This pitch is a little bit, thought it might have been outside, at least from our center field angle. But a nice job from the catcher, Dean Reap, to frame that one. And he gets the call. Sometimes the catcher can be your best friend, bringing some of those pitches into the strike zone. Here's the pitch coming, and it's another ground ball. This one will find the hole, though, as Dearborn did a nice job of hitting it where they ain't. And he's on board for the second time today, his first hit of the game. And Norwood has a 1-out base runner here.
Yeah, nice little piece of hitting. And again, it wasn't, sharply hit, but if you put it, as they say, hit them where they're not. And that was just kind of in that area where, second and short are not going to be able to get to it.
So now a big opportunity for Ryan Kelly. Kelly singled in his first at-bat, and that was key, getting Norwood to manufacture their run back in the 3rd inning. And now he gets an opportunity here. Coach Hygo sticking with Kelly in this spot, as usually we see a couple pinch hitters coming up around now, but showing a lot of faith here in the senior. Bialzik delivers. Kelly is fooled by that one, but still manages to get a piece as he dribbles that one down the third baseline. And you see that play that was made by Cowern earlier in this game really ranges well to his left and his right. That time the throw was just a little bit too late, but Norwood's got to watch out if they hit it anywhere towards shortstop. Nice job there from Reardon to prevent that ball from going into right field.
Yeah, Cowan is very strong glove, very strong defensively. You know, he had that one little mental error there where he tried to, I think it was double up Dearborn.
Yeah, so we'll see if Norwood decides to give Dearborn a head start here. He hasn't been running, but maybe the Mustangs want to keep themselves out of the double play. Sean Steves would be next for the Mustangs, as he's got a bat ready in the on-deck circle. But first, we have Ryan Kelly with a big chance to do some damage here. 4-2, bottom of the fifth, as the skies darken and the rain threatens. Kelly takes it downstairs. A good eye by him, laying that one off. So Bialzik definitely keeping it low in the zone, trying maybe to induce that ground ball, especially towards the shortstop third base side of the field. Here he comes again. Oh, and he had him fooled on that one. Kelly waves at that one and goes down on strikes. So fourth strikeout of the game for Chris Bialzik, and that turns the lineup over for Sean Steves with 2 away.
Nice little piece of pitching there by Bialzik, especially on that last one there. Really had Kelly fooled on him.
Sean Steves is 1 out of 2 tonight as he steps in. He singled to lead off the game, but it was a very softly hit ball as they check on the runner Dearborn at first base. In fact, Steves hit his second ball even harder, but that didn't go down for a base hit as he grounded to shortstop. So officially 1 out of 2 for the senior shortstop for the Mustangs. Bialzik here from the stretch delivers, and he gets the call there for a strike. A nice pitch in a big spot there. Sean Dittmeyer would be next for the Mustangs as they get their big bats following Steves. Dearborn still not going anywhere. Actually, this time he is. Go figure. The moment we say that, he slides in safely.
Oh, great slide.
Base.
Underneath that, yeah.
Kind of fooled me for a moment because he didn't go immediately.
Yep.
But then Dearborn was able to get in there and made a nice slide to eschew the tag. So Norwood now with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs, and a big chance for Sean Steves to cut the Norwood deficit to 1. Bialzik doesn't look back to second, instead delivers to the plate, and he gets Steves looking for the strikeout. A huge strikeout for the Clocker pitcher will retire the side. So we're through 5 here at Balch Field, 4-2 Ashland. We'll see if Norwood is able to hold the Clockers down offensively, but they're going to have to get the bats going. 2 more innings to do so as the rain threatens. We'll be back in a bit here on NCM. Welcome back, folks, to Balch Field. Joe Panola, Mark Hoover with you for the top of the 6th inning. And Mark and I were talking in the break there about how quickly this game has moved along. We hope we don't jinx it. Now we have the Little League 10 balls in a row at bats, but we'll see what happens here. Ashland will try to get some more runs on the board. They'll try to start things off with Dean Reap. Reap doing the catching tonight. He grounded into a double play back in the 2nd, and he singled back in the 4th. And he stands in here lefty on lefty against Owen Descharnais. Norwood has Angel Oliveria back behind the plate. They had pinch hit for Angel with Jack Dwyer back in the bottom of the 5th. But Angel is shoring up the catcher position once again. So 4-2, if you're the Mustangs right now, Mark, just kind of try to keep things where they are and see if they can get those bats going. Pitch here is a strike. Nice pitch from Descharnais there, who needed a good one.
That's a great response. Great response by Owen.
The Mustangs do have Dittmeyer, Cropper, and Burgess due up in the bottom of the 6th inning, so a lot of their heavy hitters getting ready to come on up. This one is skied right into the middle of the infield. Descharnais calling for it, and he gloves it again with 2 hands. Nice job fundamentally from this Norwood team, as I believe we got the first raindrop.
Couple raindrops.
Just kind of hit the scorebook in front of me. So as this rain starts to make its way towards us, we'll see if we can get this game in. Norwood will try to would like to extend it though, with a bit of an offensive role here. But in the meantime, Ollie LaRoe, the batter now for Ashland. He squares around to bunt, bunts it up the first base line. Desjardins spins and throws to first base. Nice job fielding his position, and very quickly 2 away. So that now will bring up Jerry Judge. Judge, the 8-hitter in the Ashland lineup. And I think we're going to get a interview coming up very soon.
Yeah, I think the bottom of this thing will probably be, hopefully, get the chance to talk to the brains of the operation.
That's right. Stick around and you'll get a nice treat at the end of the inning. We'll hope Desjardins can do his work, though, to get us there quickly as this rain certainly closes in. Judge today is 0 for 2. He popped out to first base, and he has also struck out swinging. The bottom of the Ashland lineup has struggled a little bit today. And we got, yeah, there's your little bit of a preview of what's to come.
I hope he didn't give it away. I hope he didn't give it away.
Stick with us, and you'll get a nice little surprise. Desjardins now out of the windup. Looks in, gets his sign. He likes it from Oliveria. The pitch coming, and he kind of golfs at this one, heading towards kind of where our stand is. Not much of a chance for Cropper on that one. And so we'll do it again here. Jerry Judge has had some long at-bats today, and Desjardins has come inside a couple times on the left-hander. We'll see if he decides to do that again. Pitch coming, and Judge grounds it out towards short. Nice play is made there by Steves. Throws to first base, and the side is retired. But don't go away too soon. We've got Matthew Sweeney with us right now. So, Matthew, the bat boy for the Norwood team, we're glad to have you joining us today. How's it going there in the dugout?
Good.
So Matthew, we're kind of calling you the brains of the operation here for Mustang baseball. As the bat boy for the Mustangs, you know, kind of walk us through, what are your responsibilities? What do you got to do to make sure that this game goes smoothly?
I kind of have to make sure all the bats are organized and make sure there's no bats laying around the field, because then if someone's running, they could trip. Yeah. And that would be really bad.
That you don't need. That you don't need. What's the best part you think about being the bat boy for the Mustangs?
I like coming to the games. They're a lot of fun to watch, and I like being a part of the team.
Yep. Now, you play baseball yourself, yeah?
Not really.
Not really? But if you
a little bit.
What's the best part about when you do play?
It's like I just like having fun.
Yeah. That's the best part about any sport, right?
Yeah. The name of the game,
That's
right?
The name of the game. Look, the Mustangs are kind of coming up, maybe towards playoff time, right? What do you think of the Mustangs' chances this year? You think we're going to do pretty well?
Yeah, I think they have a decent chance.
Excellent. I understand that you do have also a very important role in terms of food that is brought to the. Tell us a little bit about that. What's that all about?
I'm going to the convenience stores, coming home, getting all the snacks, getting ready for the games.
Perfect. So if these guys get stomach aches or whatnot from eating too much candy, whatnot, is that's because of all the stuff that you bring, right?
Oh, we know who to blame.
Well, Matthew, hey, thanks for taking some time, because we got action back here, and we want to make sure that no one trips over a bat. But congratulations on all the stuff that you do to help these guys out. We've been watching you. You're a very important part of this team, so thanks for everything.
Thank you.
All right, be good, my friend.
That is Matthew Sweeney
Sweeney joining us. Like I said, if anyone's going to keep this team in control and well-fed, it's going to be Matthew Sweeney, and he quickly ducks back down there underneath the
he knows what his job is. He's right back at it. The bat boy is a candy getter as well, as this rain is really now starting to come in.
Yeah.
Might be able to see that coming on your screen there. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning, and Sean Dittmeyer, the batter for Norwood. Mustangs hoping to get some runs going here, but they're going to have to do so in the hurry, as our NCM crew's scrambling a little bit to get their things figured out.
I was going to say, yeah, we've got some fancy dancy equipment here.
That's right.
And what's nice too, Joe, is the fact that the wind will pick up.
There you go. So we're going to get everything here, and Dittmeyer will draw a walk here to start things off. So just like that, the Mustangs have a base runner, But they're going to have to get this base runner in a hurry because the umpires might have to make a decision relatively soon.
Yeah, I'm trying to look to see if there's any sort of, maybe a cloud, but then you kind of look for that light area after it in terms of maybe this is just a quick passing shower. But right now, got some folks starting to scatter.
Yep.
Although not, I'm looking behind us. And
no,
the
we've
group,
got a dedicated crew there.
Those guys out there behind that fence. It could be snowing out here, and I think they'd still be standing out there watching from behind the fence.
That's it. They got the good spots out there in the cheap seats. So here now comes Jack Cropper. Cropper with nobody out and a man on has a big opportunity here. And let's see what he can do. Cropper has struck out twice tonight. One time he was caught looking and one time swinging. So he's looking to right the ship here. With a big chance for the Mustangs. Pitch coming. We start to see a couple of umbrellas coming out. Looks like we got one that has a nice big hole in it where Allie Parkinson is. So she wisely spins that to the right part behind her. And here's a ground ball. The infield grass eats that one up relatively quickly. The throw to first base is just barely in time. Nice play by Grant Reap over there. That ball, Mark, slowed down in quite a hurry. You see
really
the difference
did,
the rain makes immediately.
You heard that ball come off the bat. And you're right, it just absolutely, that grass just ate it up.
So here for Norwood, now comes number 22, Quinn Burgess. Burgess had a very long at bat his first time up. He grounded out. Then he grounded out again to the shortstop, Cowern. And a chance to do some damage here in his third plate appearance. Sean Dittmeyer, the runner at second. He walked not all that long ago. But it is Burgess at the plate that represents the tying run. One out here as Chris Bialzik continues to work for the Clockers. He delivers to home plate and gets the call on that one. A nice pitch on the inside corner from the Ashland pitcher. Stands behind home plate, relatively empty at this point. A couple of fans with umbrellas here. But it's a good game, 4-2 in favor of the Clockers, and this one gets by the catcher. But on the walk, they're going to award first base to, I don't know, did they say that hit him maybe?
That's what I do, because the only reason I see Ditt is being sent
right.
back to second, so I'm assuming that had to be the case, right?
Yeah, so it looks like a hit batsman here, and they'll send the runner down to first. So Norwood now with an opportunity with two men on. Dittmeyer at second and Burgess over there at first base. And a big chance here for Giacomo Serratori. Serratori is 2 for 2 today. He had a long home run back in the second inning. That got Norwood on the scoreboard. It was a solo shot, and he also singled back in the fourth. This a chance to be his biggest at-bat yet, though, here with 2 runners on and 1 out. He takes strike 1 from Bialzik. And now looks in again. The wind starting to die down a little bit, so perhaps that'll play to our advantage here as Serratori fouls it away 0-2.
Yeah, still sprinkling, but for whatever reason, it doesn't feel. There was like a little rush there of a little bit of heavier rain, and Jack Tolman just checking in with us to make sure that we're doing okay.
That's right.
Appreciate the concern.
We got Tyler Lovell out here as well, coming over from practice. Tyler, a senior who'll be graduating soon and help us out here as well with NCM. So we not only have the college crew, but the heading to college crew as well. Nice to get a lot of folks on our staff, as well as Jack Tolman, who's been running around these last couple minutes. Ryan Boudreau, Ron Marshalsea do a great job as they always do. And a nice stop there from Dean Reap.
That's big.
That could have put runners on second and third for the Mustangs, but Reap was able to get his body in front of it. So here's the pitch coming, perhaps one of the biggest of the night from Bialzik. He deals, and Serratori hits a high fly ball out to right. Calling for it is Leroux. He gets under it, makes the one-hand grab. Dittmeyer will tag. He'll get into third base safely. But more importantly, for Ashland at least, it's the second out of the inning.
That was a well-hit ball, certainly deep. But a terrific job by Leroux to not only corral it, he certainly got it in quickly.
So now a big opportunity here for the second baseman, Zach Badger. Badger has hit the ball in both of his at-bats, hit a hard fly ball to center field his last time up, but unfortunately for him, it was caught by Kassane. Now he's swinging at this one, grounds it to shortstop. Here's the chance at second base, and Cowern makes sure that he gets the easy out. So Badger hit it hard, but it got eaten up by that infield grass relatively quickly, and Bialzik gets out of the inning unscathed.
And we talk about Cowher and his glove, right? I mean, that guy has been able to gobble up just about everything that's hit in almost any direction near him, and he didn't fail to disappoint right there for Ashland.
So we are through 6 here from Balch Field. It is still 4-2 Ashland. The Clockers will try to tag on some insurance runs here, and we'll try to stay dry. Just to have lightened up, so whatever rain dances y'all did there in between the 6th and 7th seems to have worked. And we're back at it here with number 4, Grant Reap. Reap is the number 9 hitter in the Ashland lineup, and so we'll turn our scorebooks over to the dry side at least for the moment. And Owen Desjardins, who has been an innings eater for the Mustangs, is back out there for the 7th. Owen has pitched well and has battled through some rallies when things could have unraveled in a hurry. Here's a ground ball, takes a weird hop off the mound, but a nice play from Sean Steves, who sticks with it and is able to get the out at first base.
Yeah, it is interesting. We had that quick little downpour. The NCM crew running around, gathering up cords and equipment so none of us get electrocuted. And then, yeah, it seems to have settled down nicely. So
that's it. So here comes the top of the lineup again for the Clockers, and it's Kellen Kassane who shows bunt, but it quickly pulls it back and takes strike 1. Kassane is 0 for 3. He's had a rough game so far. Flew out to right field his first at bat. He's also gone down on strikes, and he's popped out to the mound. So looking to get on base here in a big spot to give Ashland some insurance. Takes upstairs there, and the count quickly to 1-1. We are in the top of the 7th inning. Coming to you for Norwood's final home game, at least of the regular season. The Mustangs will hope to continue things in the playoffs. They've put themselves in a pretty good position, ranked 16th in Division II. Ashland is in a good position themselves, ranked number 9 in D3. This one is grounded towards the right side. Badger is up with it and makes a nice throw to first base to retire Kassane. So nice work from the Norwood infield as Steves was able to retire Reap, and this time Badger on the ground ball is able to retire Kassane. And that'll bring up Jack Reardon. Reardon has been a big player here for Ashland. He has singled and doubled. He also flew out to center field back in the first. He's also come around to score 2 runs for the Clockers. So he has been a big producer for them.
yeah, I think if you're Owen right here, you really want to get Reardon here and be done with this inning so that you don't get into any further of those. And, of course, as soon as I say that.
Yeah, send all complaints to Mark
Oh,
Hoover
yes,
on that
exactly.
one. A base hit for Jack Reardon, who's had a great game.
He really
is now
has.
3 of 4 tonight. And hustling in from the bullpen here is Chris Bradica. I think he was down taking some tosses, and he'll strap on the little shin guard and head on up to the plate.
Yeah, I have to look behind us in Ashland. Yeah, they have 2 pitchers. One of them was Bradica warming up.
So we see Jeff Britt, one of the bullpen catchers, jogging back, and Bradica will get himself ready to bat here. So just like that, you're down the left field line tossing some warm-ups, and now you find yourself in the batter's box. So the man on first base is Reardon. And a chance here for Bradica to extend the lead as Desjardins comes high and tight on that one. Bradica seems unfazed, though, as he rolls up his sleeves. And he stands in again. Desjardins gives a look over to first base, but immediately goes after the batter. Bradica lays off. Looked like a good pitch. Oliveria tried to frame it, but Owen
Try to bring
doesn't
that
get the
up,
call.
yep. I think Owen wanted it, too. You saw him kind of walk off the mound a little there after that one. Was hoping to catch that strike.
Sometimes it gets late in the game.
Yep.
Pitchers tend to wear their heart on the sleeves. He goes right back to that one, and this one in the dirt as well. So quickly 3-0, as you see that expression again from Desjardins, a little bit frustrated. But pretty consistent calls from the umpires. I think he put it in just about the same spot. Bradica taking all the way, lays off on that one, so now 3-1. Even more incentive for Desjardins to retire the batter at the plate in Bradica is the fact that the on-deck hitter is Connor Cowern, and we know the damage he can do, batting close to 500 this year. But Desjardins will have to contend with him as he issues the free pass to Bradica, And now Ashland, with runners on first and second, has a chance to add to their lead.
Yeah, tough spot to be in right here for Owen. Really need to, face one of, obviously, Ashland's stronger hitters sitting here in the cleanup. We've seen what Connor's been able to do defensively so far today.
Cowan has not hit the ball out of the infield today, but just like that, he does exactly that. Skies into center field, but Brian Dearborn is there, so he gave it a ride. Came up a little bit short on that one. So the side is retired, one walk, one hit, 2 left on, but we are through 6.5 here. And Mark, if Norwood's going to do it and get that record up to the winning side at 10-9, they're going to have to get a couple of runs now here.
Well, you're looking at, you've got what? Ditt, Cropper.
They had their chance last
That's right.
inning.
I'm sorry. This was when it started to rain, so that's why it's been covered.
Yeah, I think my
Yep, you're right.
my defensive alignment sheet is peeling off the clipboard right now. We'll have the slot that normally belongs to Angel Oliveria here to start off the inning.
Yep.
Norwood did have Jack Dwyer pinch hit for him last inning, so or back in the 5th, so we'll see if they go with that again. If so, it'll be Dwyer, Dearborn, and Ryan Kelly here.
Yep.
And it looks like they'll be going to work against Chris Bialzik, who's going to try to throw a complete game here for Ashland. He's been economical with his pitch count, and apparently Coach Messer trusts him enough to throw him back out here in the next inning.
Well, it's interesting because now, again, you look behind us, there are no Ashland pitchers in the bullpen.
Right.
So whomever was out here last time, the 2 of them that were warming up, they seem to be, feel comfortable that if things get a little squirrely, that they're ready to go.
Yeah, we know Chris Braddock was throwing as he kind of got thrust into being at bat there. Didn't catch the identity of the other thrower. I know that Ollie LaRoe has been very good for them, the freshman out of the bullpen. He's been kind of their fireman arm through some of this year, so it'll be interesting if he's the one that's ready. We believe he's still out there in right field, although I'll have to get some binoculars for the next game to verify that one. For Norwood, it is Angel Oliveria leading things off. Angel was pinch hit for back in the 5th, but he struck out back in the 2nd inning swinging. Doing the catching today for the Mustangs and grounds this one up the middle. Cowan is there, makes the throw to first base, and Oliveria is retired 6-3. So very quickly 1 away, and that'll bring up Brian Dearborn.
Again, there's a shot of Mr. Sweeney gathering up that bat, bringing it back. Now we know how that all works.
Matthew Sweeney does a great job with his roles on the team, keeping the players fed, keeping the bats away from the base paths.
And a big basketball fan, because I see him at a number of
for sure.
Norwood Mustang basketball games.
And there's a base hit off the bat of Dearborn, who's now on for the 3rd time today. So Brian Dearborn has been instrumental for the Mustangs. He did come around to score back in the 3rd, and the Mustangs will hope he can do that and cue on a couple more here to get them rolling. It looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter here. This now would normally be Ryan Kelly's spot, but Norwood's going to go with Jerry Fry here. Jerry was throwing some warm-up tosses in the bullpen. I have to imagine if this game were to be tied up and we were to go to the 8th, that we might see him take the mound. Pitch coming, and he lays off this one a little bit low and tight. Ryan Kelly singled and struck out and played a solid right field for the Mustangs. But now it's up to number 25. Pitch coming to him, and it's a ground ball towards short. Chance for 2. The shuffle to second. The throw to first is not in time. And Fry hustles it out. He does a nice job of keeping Norwood alive in this game.
That's great little speed down there. And again, you look at someone like their Connor at shortstop. He's not really likely to make much of a mistake there. And it's a tough little throw here on that near side. But Fry was flying all the way down and was able to make sure that the double play doesn't happen.
So now the last chance for the Mustangs, it'll be Sean Steves. Steves is 1 out of 3 today. He singled back in the 1st, grounded a short back in the 3rd, and he was also caught looking and fell a strikeout victim back in the 5th. So Steves representing the last hope here for the Mustangs. Bialzik delivers, just misses outside on that one.
I mean, what's nice is, I mean, if you're the Mustangs, you got your top of the order right here, right? So it.
Well, you had
Chance
your
to
top of
see,
the order
yeah.
batter, but it looks like they're going
Oh.
with a pinch hitter as Benson will stand in.
Okay.
So Norwood will roll with the pinch hitter here, opting in to get the lefty against the right-hander Bialzik.
I do see Dit. Looks like he's gathering up his stuff, so he'll be. They're not certainly going to pinch for Dit. So.
Yeah. So Benson with a huge chance here off the bench as Sean Dittmeyer gets stirring in the Norwood dugout. Here's the pitch coming. Gets it over for a strike. And Norwood now down to their last strike here. Fry the runner at first. Benson the batter, pinch hitting for Steves. Chris Bialzik trying to close it out for the Clockers. He delivers. Fry is running. Ground ball towards second base. Here's a chance for Reap. Throws to first. They got him.
Oh.
Holding the bag was Reardon, who did a nice job on what could have potentially been an errant throw, and it'll officially be an Ashland victory today. So the Clockers come into the Bald School, and they take care of business coming from behind to take this one 4-2, as the teams will exchange some pleasantries, led out there by Matthew Sweeney, who did such a nice job giving us a nice interview earlier.
My new favorite Mustang baseball player. My new favorite Mustang baseball player for sure. But, you know, I think if you're Ashland, this is exactly what you were kind of looking for, right? We talked about that 5-game losing streak. And so if I'm Coach Mees there, I'm got to be thrilled with the performance for my squad. That one big inning that they had, it's basically kind of the difference. And if you're the Mustangs, you know, that's 2 in a row that you've lost. You fall, you know, below 500 now at 9-10. You've got a very big matchup against Walpole to wrap things up. And I think that's going to, I don't want to say anything about being a must-win, but if you want to try to host something and hold on to that number 16 spot, I think you really need to have a good, strong showing there by against the Timberwolves. So it's going to be interesting for the Mustangs.
I imagine we'll be seeing Jack Cropper for that one, as the Mustangs went with the junior Desjardins
Yep.
today, but we will keep our eyes peeled for it. So the teams will discuss things, but thanks to our wonderful crew there that you saw just a moment ago on the screen, we've got the college crew back in town. Maggie Federico right near us on getting the low shots. Allie Parkinson, who contended with the rain here a bit today.
And but she's still smiling. What a
That's
shocker.
it, yep.
Allie
The
Parkinson
umbrella
still
is down,
smiling.
so we're happy about that. Cece Venditti doing some great work in
Yep.
the truck. Tyler Lovell was able to get here. Tyler graduating in a week plus
Yeah.
or so, and was able to hustle on over to help us out a bit. Brian Boudreau, Jack Tolman, Ron Marshall, they do a great job as always.
The whole crew does. Yep.
We are excited to bring you these games, and we hope to bring you some more in the near future, as it is playoff time already. Crazy how
Already.
quick
I know.
that-
Crazy how fast it goes.
Well, thanks for joining us tonight, folks. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. A little bit of an early start, but enjoy your dinner tonight, and we will catch you at a baseball or another sporting event very soon.
Have a great night, everybody.